As an old man, I've heard many a tale, but none as chilling as Alex's. On a calm evening, Alex decided to wander into the woods, a decision he'd soon regret. There was something almost hypnotic about the forest that evening. The sun was setting, casting long, haunting shadows between the trees. Alex, a man of courage and curiosity, decided to take a walk, to be one with nature, to experience the tranquility that only a forest can offer. But little did he know the forest had other plans. As Alex ventured deeper into the woods, the symphony of the forest, the chirping of the birds and the rustling of leaves began to change. It was as though the forest was trying to tell him something ominous. The rustling leaves seemed to whisper his name, and the birds chirping took a strange, eerie tone. The forest was no longer a sanctuary of peace. It had transformed into a labyrinth of mystery and fear. The once familiar noises of the forest started to sound foreign to Alex. A chill ran down his spine as he realized that these were not just the sounds of the wind playing with the leaves or the nighttime critters scurrying about. There was something else, something that couldn't be easily explained. The noises grew louder and more distinct, echoing through the dense thicket. A cold wind blew, making the trees sway ominously and adding to the symphony of strange sounds. Alex, now aware that he was not alone, could feel his heart pound in his chest. His calm evening walk had turned into a chilling adventure. For a moment, he considered turning back, but curiosity got the better of him. He decided to trace the source of the noise, to unravel the mystery that the forest was hiding. In the silence of the night, every sound was amplified, each rustle, each whisper, adding to the growing sense of dread. The rustling wind was not alone. It carried with it an unexplainable, eerie sound that made Alex's heart pound. As the sun set completely and darkness took over, Alex was left alone with the strange, haunting sounds of the forest. It was the beginning of a fateful walk, a walk that would change his life forever. As Alex ventured deeper into the forest, a peculiar light began to glow, beckoning him towards it. This was not the comforting glow of a setting sun, nor the familiar twinkle of the stars. No, this light was different. It was an unusual spectral radiance that seemed to pulsate with an otherworldly energy. It was as if someone or something was reaching out from the shadows, guiding him on a path that he couldn't resist. The light drew him in like a moth to a flame. It seemed to be coming from the heart of the forest, a place where the trees grew old and gnarled, their twisted limbs reaching out like skeletal hands. The air was thick with an inexplicable dread, yet the light persisted, casting an ethereal glow on the path ahead. It was a beacon in the night, leading him deeper and deeper into the unknown. And then, just as abruptly as it appeared, the light vanished. But it had served its purpose. There, in the heart of the forest, stood an old, abandoned mansion. The mansion was a relic from a bygone era, its once grand facade now weathered by time and neglect. Its windows were like hollow eyes staring out into the darkness, and the moonlight cast long, ominous shadows that danced on the crumbling walls. But it was more than just the mansion's appearance that sent a shiver down Alex's spine. It was the feeling of being watched, the sense of an unseen presence lurking in the shadows. The strange noises he had heard earlier seemed to echo from the mansion, filling the night with an eerie symphony of whispers and creaks. In the heart of the forest stood an old, abandoned mansion, glowing eerily under the peculiar light. A sight that was equally haunting and mesmerizing. A sight that Alex would soon wish he had never seen. Summoning his courage, Alex stepped inside the mansion, his heart pounding in his chest. The air inside was cold and still, heavy with the weight of untold stories and forgotten pasts. The mansion, though abandoned, was far from empty. It was filled with echoes of laughter and whispers of sorrow, all trapped within its ancient walls. As he ventured deeper into the mansion, every creaking floorboard beneath his feet felt like a warning to turn back. Yet, curiosity urged him forward, his eyes drinking in the dusty grandeur around him. The grand staircase, once a symbol of opulence, now stood decayed, stripped of its former glory. The walls of the mansion were adorned with ancient paintings, their subjects locked in a perpetual gaze. The eyes of these portraits, though lifeless, seemed to follow him, tracking his every move. It was an eerie sensation, as if the souls of the portrait subjects were still lingering, watching from the canvas confines. Alex felt a chill run down his spine as he continued his exploration. The mansion was a labyrinth of long corridors and hidden rooms, each one more foreboding than the last. It was in one of these rooms that he heard the strange noises. A soft whispering, like the rustling of old paper, came from behind a closed door. As he moved closer, the whispering grew louder, morphing into a low, mournful hum. The door seemed to close of its own accord, shutting him inside the room with the haunting melody. The room, once silent, was now alive with sound, each note wrapping around him like a spectral embrace. The melody was sorrowful, yet beautiful, a lament of a time long past and a life long lost. As the door closed behind him with a loud thud, Alex knew he was not alone inside the mansion. The haunting melody continued to reverberate around the room, a chilling reminder of the mansion's eerie occupants. His heart pounded in his chest as he stood there, frozen in terror, the reality of his situation sinking in. In the eerie silence of the mansion, a horrifying creature emerged from the shadows, its glowing eyes fixed on Alex. The creature was an embodiment of nightmares, a hideous apparition that seemed to have been ripped from the darkest corners of a tortured mind. It stood tall and ominous, a grotesque silhouette against the dim light. Its long skeletal arms hung at its sides, ending in gnarled fingers that flexed ominously. But what was truly terrifying, what made Alex's blood run cold, was the creature's face. If it could be called that. No eyes, no nose, just a gaping maw that twisted into a chilling grin, revealing rows of jagged, gleaming teeth. Alex's breath hitched in his throat, his heart pounding like a drum against his ribcage. Fear, pure and primal, coursed through his veins. His mind screamed at him to run, to flee, but his legs were rooted to the spot. He was a deer in the headlights, frozen by the predatory gaze of the beast before him. And then the creature moved. It was a slow, deliberate advance, each step echoing ominously through the silent mansion. Its grin widened, a grotesque parody of delight, as if it was reveling in the terror it was causing. Alex could feel its gaze boring into him, could almost taste the malevolence that radiated from it. His fear was its feast, and it was savouring every moment. The creature loomed closer, its towering form casting a monstrous shadow that swallowed Alex whole. His heart pounded in his ears, the only sound in the deathly silence. His mind was a whirlwind of terror, but amidst the chaos a single thought surfaced. He had to escape. But would he be able to outrun this creature of nightmares, this embodiment of fear itself? Frozen in terror, Alex watched as the creature advanced, its chilling grin growing wider. By some miracle, Alex managed to escape the mansion, the horrifying image of the creature etched in his memory. In the throes of terror, he'd sprinted through the darkened halls, the creature's chilling laughter echoing behind him. Somehow he'd found the strength to burst through the mansion doors and back into the forest. The forest, once a tranquil refuge, was now a shadowy labyrinth, teeming with the unknown. But it was his only route to safety. His heart pounding in his chest, he ran, the moonlight his only guide through the twisted trees. The mansion, with its eerie glow, faded into the distance, but the memory of the creature remained, a chilling reminder of the terror he had faced. As dawn broke, Alex emerged from the forest, gasping for breath, the morning light casting long shadows on his weary face. He was safe, yes, but forever changed. The once familiar woods now held a sinister secret, a hidden world of danger and fear. The experience had left an indelible mark on Alex. The forest was no longer a place of peace and solitude. It was a realm of lurking dangers, of creatures that emerged from the shadows, of fear that took on a life of its own. These were the lessons etched into his soul that night, an understanding of the unknown terrors that lay hidden in the depths of the forest. Alex's tale is a stark reminder of the dangers that can hide in the most unsuspecting of places. It's a lesson about respecting the unknown, about treading carefully in unfamiliar territories. The forest, in all its beauty and tranquility, had revealed a terrifying side, a side Alex would never forget. Since then, Alex has become a cautionary tale, a reminder to us all of the lurking dangers in the places we least expect. Until next time, my dear listeners, tread carefully.